Hello everyone, how's it going? Thank you for watching the replay, and for those who are joining me live, thanks for tuning in. I want to talk a little bit about some random stuff on this YouTube channel. Hopefully you can hear this music. I chose that for you. Um, Gotta mute my computer right there. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about some things I have in mind for the YouTube channel, um, new videos that are going to come out, and some questions and comments I got on my YouTube videos. Let me know where you guys are viewing from. I just want to see that for myself. For those who are joining, we have 4 or 5 people joining in. Great. So let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. It helps me to determine the timing I should do for these. So London, Dominican Republic. Wow. All across the globe. 9 p.m., 4 p.m. EST. Yep, it's 4 p.m. for me. Pennsylvania, nice. From the U.S. as well. I'm from Florida, so it's 4 p.m. as well. So yeah, hopefully it's a good time. Um, yeah, but let's get started. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. Um, Video suggestions are great or helpful, um, as I'm just planning things out. We have from Trinidad, Tobago, and Atlanta. Wow, everywhere. So, you know, if again, like I said, any questions, feel free to write them in. Again, I'm trying to do this live and by myself, but we'll make it work. Um, Let me just see if the audio is good. So if it's good, just leave a little thumbs up or say yes. Um, just have it connected with my Rode Video Micro. And I'm just using my phone to do this live stream because that's the easiest way. Yes, sounds good. Great. Can you hear the music as well? I mean, if it's a distraction, I can turn it off, but I thought it'd be a little more entertaining. All right. So, let's get on with this. We got 7 people in. Yes, that's super great. I mean, sometimes I got 0 people joining in, but that happens sometimes. All right, let's talk about the first thing, and that's my new video that's about to come out, and that's for the Aperture Amaran M9 review. Aperture sent me this light, and to test out. I never owned any Aperture lights before, but I definitely was excited to test it out and see if you guys would, find it useful. It's a pretty good light overall, but you can stay tuned to my video review for that. And I kind of have this camera here for that video I just recorded. But yeah, so that will be coming out soon. I think maybe Wednesday. We'll see. I got to record a few B-roll shots, but most of it's done. What's up, Nate? Thanks, Daniel Schiffer. Your name sounds very familiar. I'm gonna go to your channel. I'm like, I think I know you, but like, do I? Let me see. Oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I know who you are. I know you. Yeah, he's got some great content over there. I actually been watching a few of your videos recently, but yeah. So, anyways, let's get going. I want to talk a little bit about changing gear for versatility over just maybe what like choosing your gear wisely. That's the thing I would like to talk about a little bit. Um, Sometimes I feel my gear is not ideal. So when I'm trying to, like I have this Rokinon lens right up here, um, but I don't use it a whole lot. I mean, it's a great lens. It's fantastic. This is the 16 millimeter T2.2. Very great lens, sharp. The thing is, I don't use it that much. So I'll probably sell it and get some more lenses that are more versatile. So for instance, I have the 12 through 35 millimeter. Where's that out? Right here on my G7. And this is a great all-around lens. Definitely would recommend it. But to complement this lens, um, it doesn't go as wide as you'd like it or as zoomed in. Um, Again, I'm looking for a lens that has everything all in one, zoom lens. And there's a few lenses that do that, like the 12 through 100 millimeter f4 by Olympus. That looks like a great lens. You can just put that on your camera and you're good to go. Um, Either might get that or just get the 35 to 100 millimeter f2.8 and the 7 through 14 millimeter. So, I mean, I might have those lenses soon and might do a review on them. I don't know yet, but I might change some of my gear for a little more versatility. Let's read some of the questions. Let's read some of the questions here. I shoot with my iPhone and have no budget. I'm not working right now. That's okay. I started my YouTube channel with just my phone, um, even for filmmaking. That's totally all right. And it's more how you use the gear than the gear you own. And I know people say that a lot, but it is true. But gear makes it more fun. That's the dear Peter McKinnon guy. Yeah. Daniel, incredible content dude. Saw you earlier on the live stream with Matt Workman. Very nice. Keep it up. I'm using the G7's kit lens to do I upgrade? I want to do video and photo. Well, I used the kit lens on the G7 for quite a while. Um, I did that for my Grand Canyon video, my Santa Monica Pier video. Just with that kit lens, it's good. Versatility. Um, but if we want to do video and photo, and that's what I was talking about earlier about versatile gear, probably stick with that kit lens and then try something that's a bit longer. So maybe the 45 through 150 millimeter, and also like a wider angle lens. I think there's one by Seven Artisans. That's a 7.5 millimeter. It's $150. I would try some both aspects, the wider or zoomed in, and see what you're using the most often. And then once you, like, let's say your favorite focal length is 35 millimeter on the G7, or you have like different favorite lenses, then you might go with primes with those, and you don't have to use the zoom so much. What I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to get more zoom lenses so I can test out the range, because I like to keep my stuff small and compact. And if I can have like one or two lenses to take me, so I can get a wide shot and very close up, so I don't feel limited by the gear when I'm trying to take shots. I think that is important as well. I just bought a discounted 70D. Is that a smart choice? Yeah, why not? It depends on how the discount you got, but that looks the 70D. My friend had that. He said he liked it pretty well, and he had the Sigma 18 through 35 on that, and he liked it. But now he's bought a GH5, which kind of want myself. I love your audio quality in the live stream. Are you using just a Rode Video Micro? Would love to know your setup for that. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is just using my iPhone, just on a tripod, and then this is the Rode Video Micro, and it's on a microphone stand. This one's by Ola Music. It's about $30. Then I have an extension cable, and it's going into an iPhone adapter, um, which was like $6 on Amazon. And then since I have the iPhone 7, it's going to another adapter, which is a lightning cable. Um, but yeah, this is just a Rode Video Micro. I try to get a good audio rather than just the iPhone itself. So hopefully it's turning out good. What lens do you use for your B-roll for reviews? If you're talking about the GH4 video in particular, that was this 25mm f1.7. I think I use this primarily. So it's basically like a 50mm equivalent. Um, yeah, and but it really comes down to the lighting for this. And to speak about lighting right now, let's just show you guys the behind the scenes here. We have this little China ball, and it's just like a LED bulb in there, and that's just like soft light right there. Um, yeah, that didn't cost too much. I think at Party City it was like a few dollars, but yeah. Are you using the G7 as the webcam? Nope, this is just my iPhone. Try to get the lighting right. I would definitely like to experiment getting this camera for live streams. That would be sweet. But for now, the iPhone is working just fine. Okay, you bought it for $750 with the kit lens. Yeah, that's not a bad price. Um, It really depends on what you use. Some I go back and forth thinking that the Canons, like sometimes imagine getting another Canon camera for like vlog stuff or YouTube, but I mean in the end, it's how you use the gear. Try it if you like it. For me, I just like trying gear for me, so yeah. But the 70D is it's a good camera. What Up Nate by Matt Leal. What up? Someone will gift me a 1200D. Someone will gift you that. Oh, okay. Is it good for YouTube? This 1200D is the T3i? No, the T3. Um, yeah, I mean, it'll work. It doesn't have the flip out screen, I don't think. But yeah, you can definitely use it. I mean, you can use an iPhone. You already have the Rode Video Micro. Great. That's a great microphone. I think it's the microphone to buy if you're doing YouTube. How do you clean your sensor? Um, well, typically I just use this little empty ketchup bottle for cleaning off my lenses, and sometimes I'll just do that with the sensor as well, just like an air blower. Um, but um, sometimes I use a microfiber cloth, but you shouldn't really do that. But if you need to clean it, try cleaning it. Unless you're afraid you might break it, try to get it professionally cleaned. Um, but sometimes just a microfiber cloth, well, just to get those little dust spots. But yeah, Michael Cunningham ask Zoom H5 or Tascam DR60. All right, so the Tascam DR60 is the little block underneath your camera. Um, that would be good if you want something, I guess, directly to your camera. Um, just out of instinct, I would go for the Zoom H5, which I have. It's pretty versatile. XLR inputs, headphone, and line out, so you don't need a special cable to plug into your camera. It's pretty versatile, and I like it. Um, but it really depends on how you're going to use it. If you need something for more like Foley, then I think this, I think this would be a little better. For me, it's a big step up. Before I had the Nikon D5000, which was okay for a first camera, but video quality was bad. I'm not gonna cuss here. um, but yeah, so yeah, that seems good. News on it, any short films you are working on? Yes. So, in case you guys don't know, and I was about to touch on this, I'm actually working on a short film in a collaboration with The Film Look. If you don't know the channel, go ahead and check it out. I mean, great content, much better than mine, I think. Um, but we're doing a film challenge, and they have a video kind of explaining that. And I want to touch more on that collaboration. But yeah, I was actually just working on it, meeting up with some people about that short film. Um, Definitely excited for it. It's a great learning experience. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm still in the pre-production. Trying to make sure. I'm actually looking right now for the cast. Once I get the cast down, then things will kind of speed up. I love the flip out touchscreen on the 70D. It's fast. For like autofocus, yeah, or just even filming, it's very useful to have the flip out screen. But but that may not be. Let me take that back there. The flip out screen is definitely useful, but I tend to, when I'm recording myself, I turn the flip screen around so I'm not looking into the screen like I am right now, but looking into the lens, which is a lot more engaging. But yeah, it's good for framing up. Do you do you recommend the Fisheye 7 Artisans manual lens for the Micro Four Thirds? I was actually consider buying that lens. Um, I think Aiden Robbins did that review, but I was very curious to see what that would be like, and might buy it since it's pretty cheap. Um, I think I think you should try it out. I mean, it's not too expensive, and I think it's better than that Rokinon 8mm lens. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of deciding between That lens, the Laowa 7.5 millimeter f2, which is a little more expensive, and the Panasonic 7-14. Both are very different. One's zoom, and two are primes, but I would definitely recommend you try it out. As versatility as in as versatility is the main topic, is it okay to have a DSLR for pro video, GoPro for adventure videos, and smartphone with excellent camera app? I think you should do whatever works for you and your situation. Um, it depends on where you shoot to. Sometimes you can get better quality with a smartphone in the right situation than you can with a DSLR or a GoPro. Um, yeah, so I use a mixture of the cameras as well. Mainly, I actually use my iPhone more for photography than my actual camera, just because I have it with me, and that alone makes the difference. Can you suggest me the best cheap 4K editing laptop? I cannot really because I don't know too much of the lower end. I use a MacBook Pro 13-inch from 2015 with Final Cut Pro. It works pretty well to edit 4K. Um, it's not cheap, but um, I'm not sure what to recommend for you there. So take some advice from someplace else. Don't mean that in a mean way though. Just for you. Um, Thinking about buying new lens, kind of improvement from my kit lens for the Canon. My camera doesn't have image stabilization, but the new lens has it. Would improve handheld shots, or is it not worth to buy? So, if you're looking for, you want improvement with image stabilization, okay. Um, let's see. If for Canon, I really liked. First of all, I'd probably recommend the Sigma 18 through 35, which is just a beast of a lens. But it may not be for you. If you're looking for versatility, which I'm trying to do more, um, then maybe just like the 18 through 135 kit lens. I use that on the 70. I loved how I could just zoom in and out with the same lens. Yeah, you lose a little bit of light, but having that versatility, I think, improved the videos. We're switching that song. That's annoying. All right. Any good cheaper alternatives to the 12 through 35 millimeter f2? Good cheaper lenses. Ooh. So, in case you don't know, I have the 12 to 35 right here. It's a pretty good lens. Um, the only complaint would be its focal range. I mean, it doesn't zoom in as much as I like, but if you pair that with the 35 to 100, that'd be great. Um, I don't know any other lens that has that same focal length and at 2.8. Um, I know there's Olympus one, but see if you can try to find it used. That's what I did. Saved a little bit of money there. Um, but nothing really in terms of zoom lenses that's cheaper. But there are really good prime lenses by Panasonic, like this 25 millimeter one. I haven't tested out the 15 millimeter, but that looks like a good lens too. Okay. So, we answered a bit of questions right there. Now let's continue on some of the things I have listed. Um, so we talked about gear for versatility, and I'm having a new video, the Aperture M9 review. That'll be out shortly. Um, I want to talk a little bit about vintage lenses. I got quite a few recently. Some that were gifts to me, and some that I bought. Let's start with some of these. I got two or three. No, I got three more telephoto lenses. This one right here is a 80 through 200 f3.9. Um, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't use it. It's not that great. I much prefer this 80 to 2, no 70 to 210 millimeter f4.5 constant. Um, it's a little bit sharp. It's actually a lot sharper, more looks more of a modern lens. And then a Tokina 70 to 210, but this is a variable aperture f4 through 5.6. So yeah, it's a little more compact for a telephoto lens, but I actually use the other lens there for some freelance projects, and it works well if it's on a tripod. But one lens I want to talk in particular is right here, the Canon 50mm f1.8. I got a yard sale for $10. Just threw an adapter on there. It's actually fairly good. It's not very sharp, which I found out. But yeah. All right. So, what do you think of this filming gear combination? The Sony A6500, Sigma 30mm f1.4, and the Zhiyun Crane 2. It's interesting that you mentioned the Zhiyun Crane gimbal. I was actually kind of looking at that myself. I use that glide cam, but I was thinking about upgrading. But I think it's a good combination. If you only need that one lens at 30mm, um, you might need something maybe a bit wider and a bit zoomed in. But it looks like a pretty good. The A6500 is a pretty good camera. So I want to touch on some questions that I got through YouTube comments. One is actually about my picture profile. So actually been playing around with this more recently. I'll say I typically use the natural profile with nothing adjusted, and that works. It provides a good enough contrast to the image, and you can apply a quick LUT. You don't need too much for color grading, but sometimes they even increase the contrast and saturation. So it's more baked in, but it really helps just speed up the process for color grading. So yeah, I would say my picture profile, I just use natural, and sometimes I adjust the contrast and saturation, usually making it more contrast here. Andrew asks, the Lumix G7 or Sony A6000 for both video and photo. So if it's equal in terms of video and photo, I say go for the Lumix G7. It can take pretty good photos too. Um, I think the A6000 is a little more photo based, but the video is not as good. Um, but I like the Panasonic G7. I use natural with no adjustments as well on the G85. Yeah, it just provides a nice base to work off of. You don't have to mess around with the color grading too much. Do you use LUTs in your video editing? Yep, I use them pretty much for every video. Um, with Final Cut Pro 10, I can just add. There we go. With Final Cut Pro 10, I just load in a LUT with MLUT. Um, and I use a lot of YC Imaging's LUTs he has. I just have a bunch of them when he had a 90% off sale. So I just use that. And I usually have to dial the intensity way down because I'm shooting on natural. But yeah, I like to experiment with it. I usually apply a LUT to every video just to make it stand out a little more. Yeah. So yeah, that was the other question, was about color grading. Yeah, just basically with that natural profile and um, just some LUTs. And I usually tweak the skin tones to make sure they're accurate and raise the exposure or do what I need to do. So the other comment I got was that I look like a clean version of Rob Kardashian. I have no idea who he is, but I guess I look like him. So there you go. Um, and the other comment I received is that I ruined Star Wars. So apparently on my $5 fake gel video, um, I was testing out the difference of the blue and red gels, and I said it kind of looked like in The Force Awakens when Han Solo dies. I guess they hadn't seen The Force Awakens. I thought everyone had seen it that wanted to. So the fact that I spoiled that for someone is a mystery on its own. So yeah, weird comments sometimes, but you know, not as weird as some others, I'll say. All right, we're approaching 25 minutes. That's great. So if you have any other questions, feel free to write them in, or video suggestions are great as well. So my question for you, and this is the meat of this live stream, is I want to focus more on like providing better value, better content for the YouTube channel because it's gaining some subscribers, and I just want to see where you guys are at in terms of interest for videos. I kind of have two formats for the videos right now, and that is when I'm like filming product shots, doing review. It's really high quality, and the other is kind of more vlog based almost. And I kind of consider that with the podcast as well. So um, I just want to see where you guys are at. If you want more vlog style, I really want to make it high quality, and I don't really like the vlog esque style. I really want something high quality. That's the main thing is making it high quality as possible. That's why I started the YouTube channel is practice for myself while teaching others. So yeah, if you guys like vlogs or you want more behind the scenes looks or where you want the content, which videos did you like the best, and I could do more like that. So just let me know. It's just quick and easy. Or we have a few more questions. Looking for gimbal head suggestion that won't break the bank. Gimbal heads? You mean like gimbal cranes or like a three-axis gimbal? Catch you later. Gotta go. See ya. Thanks for tuning in. So I don't know exactly about that. I was looking into a few of the gimbals. I think the Zion crane is perhaps the best out there, but I don't really know any that are cheaper. All right, another question is, do you use a lens hood? I just use it because my camera looks more powerful and bulkier. Yeah, I know some people who just use it, makes it look more professional. Um, I don't really use them. I mean, this 25 millimeter, I just keep it on, um, just to help protect it. But usually, I don't use a lens hood or a UV filter. But I use a UV filter when I was doing a color run, bubble run photography event, and I want to make sure I protected the glass on my 12 to 35. Um, yeah, so that was useful then, but usually I don't use anything. Do you think film school is necessary? So that's kind of a question I have myself because um, I did not go to film school, and but I might consider it. Um, I tried basically do the YouTube film school, just learning myself, and you can pretty much learn everything you need. Um, it may help to get, say, you graduated from somewhere just for the sake of saying that. Maybe puts a little bit more confirmation, but um, it really depends how your environment, like how you the best you learn in an environment. If you need a schedule, um, I don't know. I mean, YouTube film school for me. I just got a I got a comment right now. Hey man, can you make a tutorial on how to use stop motion for this camera? For some reason it's not working for me. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong with the setup. So he's talking about stop motion with the Panasonic G7. I've actually done that before and it's quite fun. Um, it's the same as the time lapse feature. I think he's probably in the wrong mode, so I'll have to answer that later. But yeah. So, it's that time. 30 minutes in. We'll see how long this goes. If you guys have any more questions, got 4 people watching on. Thanks for joining in. Just want to know a little bit more about my audience. Let me know what you guys are interested in, why you subscribed. That's important for me to figure out. Because I want to make my content as good and make it better. But I think that's the thing with YouTube, like YouTubers in particular, is no one really has it figured out, but you just keep posting, an experiment. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys are finding this stuff useful. You know, if I'm able to help answer your questions, that's fantastic. And that you're interested in my short films, yeah, that's great. That's definitely that's one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel. Yeah. So if you're interested on updates on my short film, this song is annoying. If you're interested in any updates on my latest short film, Cash Grab, that's the name. You can check out my Instagram at Nate's Films Tutorials. At Nate's Film Tutorials. There you go. And you can check out some photos I post there. I'm trying to figure out the way I need to properly post with Instagram, whether I should do videos or stories or just photos. I'm trying to make sure you know, I'm just updating the channel, trying to make sure it looks good, sounds good, as well, providing for and yeah. Yeah, but YouTube it's an interesting process. You definitely learn a lot. And now that I'm getting more people joining in, it's fantastic. I really enjoy that. We're at 2,500 subscribers. That's amazing because before I didn't have too much. I only had like I think last year was around 200, somewhere around there. Maybe not quite, but yeah. Shame, man. Why aren't there more people here? It's a good talk. Yeah, that's the thing. This YouTube live stream has actually been more successful. Sometimes I have like 0 people joining in. I'm like, what the heck do I do? um, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah, that's why I have some of this stuff prepared um, beforehand, so that way I don't run out of stuff to say. I was trying to keep this live stream around an hour, but we'll see how it goes. What age did you start in filmmaking? So I started about 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe not quite. I think it's more like 5 years ago. That's when I started like messing around with the video on my iPod. Um, but then from then I just been researching more about it. So that was like back in 7th grade. So I was like 13 or 14 then. So now, yeah, I just researched more about filmmaking, how to make things look and sound better. And I went through a lot of videos, some that it was ridiculous. Like, there's when you learn more about lighting, you can see that how people light their green screens. Oh my gosh, it's so simple now when you think about lighting. Just have soft light hit the backdrop, but people are making it complex. So yeah, that's kind of what this channel's for, like making it simple but I also want to be specific at the same time. I think it's always sucks to sync audio. Do you think connecting the headphone output to your cam makes some good audio, or should you just put in the effort? So when you're talking about dual system audio, yeah, it really depends on the situation. I did that for my Aperture video, my Aperture M9 video. Um, it really depends. With Final Cut Pro, it's actually very simple. All you do is click on the audio file and your video file, and there's clicks. This is automatically synchronized clips. You just click that, and boom, you're done. Um, but to manually do it, it's not difficult. It's just tedious. Um, but yeah, I definitely been there. What I used to do on my previous YouTube channel, a while back, is I had like my phone recording audio through like a cheap lavalier microphone, and when I was editing on iMovie on the iPad, I had to do it manually all the time. That's when the clap comes in. Yeah, Premiere. I would like to try out Premiere. It just costs a little bit more for monthly subscriptions, and I have Final Cut Pro, and that's what I just use. How much money have you spent to get all the filmmaking equipment? To get all your filmmaking equipment? I don't even know. It's just been slowly building up over time. If you go back to my very first videos, everything's really done on my iPhone or iPad, and I just bought little accessories here and there. Um, but yeah, if you definitely think that like I have it all figured out, I don't. I mean, I'm trying. Um, yeah, but it's just slowly building up. I just bought my second camera earlier this year, um, and that's helped with some of my freelance projects. But a lot of stuff comes from either gifts that I got for like Christmas. Like this microphone was a Christmas gift. So there you go. Um, that definitely helps. When people are just, you know, when you enjoy filming so much, that's all you pretty much want is filmmaking gear. So yeah, some gifts, some stuff I earned. It took me a little bit to get my first camera, which was the T3i. But then once I sold that, I just used the same money to put towards my other camera. Is the music good? Can you hear it well, or is it distracting? So my question for you guys is, do you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, perhaps? Or are you just subscribed on YouTube? Or are you not subscribed at all? um, yeah, that's because I post on each platform, but I really don't know how to do it super well. Um, I just tried different things, but I might, delete my Twitter or Instagram if I'm not going to use it that much and just focus on YouTube. Because YouTube is my primary focus. And everything is just um, trying to point towards that. You subscribe. Thanks. No, but I rarely follow creators on from YouTube on Instagram. Yeah. Um, neither do I, I sometimes certain people who post well on Instagram. Like I follow Philip Bloom, but I'm not subscribed to him, but I know who he is and I watch his videos. Um, yeah. So maybe like having your own, like making an Instagram, have each one your primary focus. So that way you have your audience on Instagram, a separate audience for YouTube. Some will merge, but having them separate. I mean, you can check out my Instagram, but I don't know how much value it provides. I mean, well, I'm not sure exactly how you do that, but yeah. Yeah, like a few times, but but no means more than 10 from like 300 plus YouTube subs. All right, that's a curious question is how many YouTube channels are you subscribed to? If it's over 300 plus, I'm impressed because I keep mine around 50 or 60. And I just visit some of the other channels. Um yeah, there's a lot of great YouTubers out there and I just check on them every now and then, but I don't like subscribe cuz then your just inbox just fills or your subscription feed just fills up. Doing film studies in school, I'm the only person that knows the direction I want to take with cinematography, and I'm the only person that knows the direction I want to take in acting. Yeah, having a good direction is important, um, especially you know if you're trying to do both cinematography and acting. That's interesting. Yeah, sometimes what you should do, what I challenge you to do, is to make a short film and just try to get as many people to just tell as many people that you're making a short film and see how many people who want to join and help you. That's something I learned about my own short film. Is how many people in my area just want to help for free, and it's great. Um, but I think if you start a project, some people are gonna join you. They're just gonna come to you once they find out and know about it. But yeah, just create a short film and just use that as your portfolio. Just build it up. It's too much, haha. I like watch every 15th video from my sub box. Yeah, that's another thing. That's important analytic is if you're subscribed, like when do you actually watch your videos? Um, because it's very important for YouTubers to have as many subscribers watch their video in like the first few hours, because that really ranks up the video if it has good feedback. My latest video on my filmmaking gear, that's actually got quite a bit of likes and comments in the first few hours, but it's kind of slowly declined in views, like it's sort of stopped. But we'll just see how it goes. Sometimes YouTube just promotes a video and boom, you get a bunch of views. My favorite YouTube live stream is by Filmmaker IQ. They just have it so professional, different cameras, and they have pre-recorded videos to go before. It's so much fun. One day, one day I can do that. Actually, it'd be very beneficial if I had like another person on the um, YouTube video because that makes things a lot more dynamic. What do you think of the new 2018 iPad? Is it worth it for video editing? So I heard a lot about this new iPad. It's cheaper. Don't know what specs stand out for it really. Um, yeah, I edited on my iPad when I first started out. I mean, it depends on the software. iMovie it was really tedious process. It works. It works, and you can go back to my first YouTube videos, and it was edited with the iPad. It sucks so much flippin' much. It sucks so flippin' much that YouTube can't show you the new vids from your subs in an order from new to old. I don't get that bell business. I don't quite understand what that all that's about because um when I'm on my like on the YouTube app is where I primarily watch videos and you go to subscriptions, you can see where they upload like the which new videos are from. I don't get really any missed notifications, I don't think. Um but yeah, that's probably why because I have my subscriptions around 60, not 300 plus, but um yeah. I only have the bell on for like one or two subscribers and those are ones I'm really excited for. Currently finishing up my third short film and working on pre-production on my first feature. Congratulations. That's great. Practically Practical says bye. See you later. Thanks for joining in. But definitely the amount of info I've learned on each short film is priceless. Yeah, I mean that's the good way. That's a really good way to go. You just learn so much from other people you're learning just the process with. Um, yeah, there's just so much. I'm learning things all the time, like each stage of the process for this one short film. Art Johnson says Luma Fusion is all the rage for video editing on the iPad. That's interesting. Um, yeah, I would definitely like take a look at that. I mean, I don't edit on my iPad anymore, so I'm not as interested. Um, but yeah, I think they calculate what creators you might like, and sometimes just don't show you some of the new uploads. That's interesting. Chasing Waves. Hey Nate. Yes, I agree. I keep the Instagram, Nate, because you post like sneak peeks, uh, what you're up to on YouTube. You should keep it. All right. Yeah. Um. Yeah, it's just something that like, because I know there's like those loyal followers who are like follow you on everywhere and they like all your stuff. But just in general, trying to focus broader spectrums. What it really comes down to is um having an audience on each platform because they don't because the people who follow you on YouTube, not all of them are going to follow on Instagram and Twitter. And Twitter, I mean, I just post random stuff. Um, but yeah, that's why I'm kind of interested in some sort of vlog style video. I don't really like the vlog aesthetic, but have a different kind of vlog. Keep moving this pen around. Let's just leave that alone. Um, just to show more of my personality. Um, and just more stuff I'm doing would be interesting. Every now and then I go to the channel and see vids that I missed and what I've watched. Wow. I mean, sometimes I see that, but it's not a whole lot. What I do notice is those YouTube channels which you watch their video and when they first post it, it gets like promoted so exactly when they post it, it shows up right on the recommended section, which is very important for YouTube channels. Um, there's that, and sometimes when they post a new video, a whole bunch of their other videos show up as well. So that's another good tactic. What I don't like about YouTube is sometimes when you watch a random video, um, kind of out of your genre, what you typically don't watch, like either for research or something, it keeps suggesting those videos again. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Yep. I mean, I really enjoy YouTube, and that's where I get a lot of my entertainment from. I don't really watch too much TV. Um, Mostly it's just YouTube. Instagram as well, but Instagram and Twitter they're not as great. Twitter I don't really have figured out because I only follow a few people, and if it's something interesting I like, I respond to someone's post. But it's like in Twitter, everyone's in their each world posting out random facts. Like it's just an interesting view. Danny Song, great last name. Great content tonight. I'm fairly new GH4 owner, first camera, and I've learned a lot from your uploads, recording sound, shooting bright sunlight, etc. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm glad it's helping you out. If you have any questions with the GH4 or anything in particular, just send a message, tweet me, tweet me on Twitter. Yeah, glad to help out. If you have any like suggestions or questions, I can probably turn that into YouTube videos. Yeah, I love YouTube, but they just work against the creator's needs. Yeah, I mean, but I just try to do what I do best. It's just it's like if you really want to start a YouTube channel, the reason why people just tell you to do it is because you have to learn a lot of things just through that process. It's it can be frustrating at times. You feel like quitting, but then you get like a comment that tells you keep going. You're like, okay, um, which is really helpful. Um, yeah, sometimes I don't know quite the direction of the YouTube channel. I would like to do a more behind the scenes, like when I get more projects or short films, make this channel more of a behind the scenes. Um, One idea that came to mind is if Steven Spielberg vlogged, that would be my YouTube channel. Although I'm not Steven Spielberg. But one day I might be Steven Spielberg. I mean, I make travel videos and stuff, but for me, YouTube is just a way to share to my friends. Yeah, that's what it can be too. I think Instagram really was designed so instead of messaging photos to everyone, you can just post it on Instagram. Everyone follows you. Bam. So someone asked, why did you switch from the G7 to the GH4? I didn't. I have both. And that's the main thing is, um, I wanted another camera similar to the G7 in terms of video quality. So when I'm making YouTube videos, let's say of the G7 or the GH4, I can do that with the other camera rather than use my phone, which I couldn't get as similar quality um, for what I'm using it for. So both are great. Um, there's certain things about both I like. I typically, when I'm doing more projects or um, or freelance work, I'll go with the GH4 because it has a little bit better battery life. So I just tend to bring that more. Um, but they're very similar. Just a few things that are different, but yeah. So get both. My friend actually has the new GH5, which I'd like to see that. Um, yeah, because it's a pretty new camera and see how well it compares. Surfer Joe, okay, I'm gonna have to go, but interesting. Yeah, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. Okay, there we go. All right, something happened weird, but all right. So yeah, I might wrap this video up somewhere soon. Now we're now getting close to an hour, but thank you for joining. I guess staying tuned. If you liked it, make sure you just let me know if you like live streams or what content you would like to see on this channel, um, or anything I can do to help you guys. Because I'm trying to kind of formulate my content to just for future videos. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I mean, it was great, hanging out, answering guys' questions. Thanks, Nate. Yep, thank you, Danny. All right, so I'm going to quickly just leave it open. So if you have any last questions, I'll answer them fairly quickly. We'll try to wrap this up. What lens do you recommend getting after the 14 to 42 millimeter lens? Well, what I would actually recommend is if you're new to filmmaking and you just have that kit lens, get something that is a little bit longer focal length. So maybe like the 45 through 150 millimeter. That's like a telephoto lens, so you can zoom in. Um, and something a bit wider, so perhaps like a 7 millimeter, 8 millimeter, something a bit wider, and see what once you have those focal lengths covered, see what you like the best. So if you tend to shoot your videos or photos at 25 millimeter or certain focal lengths, you can probably get a prime lens for that, like this 25 millimeter. But that should help you get a range of what you like, and then you can get prime lenses for that specific focal length. What typically people recommend is the 25 millimeter 1.7 because it's fairly cheap, low cost, but good quality. So yeah, try to get something a little bit wider and something a little more zoomed in. Um, I'm actually considering picking up the 14 through 140 millimeter because that's such a great range. Um, Even though it doesn't let in a lot of light. Magic Cloud says, "Did my message not go?" No, it does. It didn't. I didn't see any before. Also, it was earlier on. Chasing Waves, Word Homie, Later Man. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoyed it. All right, so if you can't get your message through, you can either just here it is right there. Let me see. There we go. How do you feel about doing these live videos? I never tried it, but it seems to be cool. But in general, I like to edit my videos to remove all the parts where I ramble or misspeak. And I did that a bunch in this live stream, and that's why I like to edit my videos as well. All right, Media says thank you so much for your help. Thanks for tuning in. See you later. Yeah, I definitely like to edit my videos because I just tend to ramble on um, sometimes, and I want to try to keep things short as possible. But these live streams, the main key is to engage with your audience to be like instantaneously. They probably don't work too much. They probably don't work as great as when you post the videos after a live stream. Um, but it's a good way just to connect to your audience. Yeah, I don't do live streams too much, but I like to when I can. All right, so I think we're going to wrap up. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can either tweet me at Instagram at It's Nate's Films. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Let's see how we do this now. End. Bye.